Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a really beautiful day today. If you're new here, my name is Manpreet and welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe so you stay tuned with all of my upcoming videos. So a lot of you have asked me on Instagram to make a video on how to live a more mindful and meaningful life. My husband and I were actually having a discussion about this recently and we realized that we haven't spent money on anything unnecessary within the last year and a half. The last time I bought something was for his 30th birthday and I honestly don't see that as anything unnecessary. I actually see it as something really valuable and it adds to the experience of his birthday. But by unnecessary, I mean things that you buy that only last for a few days or weeks or months and then you have to kind of get rid of. So that whole cycle of buying things that are quite wasteful. So that's kind of what I mean by unnecessary things. So I just wanted to have a chat on this and maybe share some tips on how you could incorporate being a bit more minimal and mindful in your everyday life too. As some of you might know, we live in Dubai right now. Our home is in Canada, so we are naturally not really buying a lot of things that we would buy if we were in Canada. We just don't see that there's any point in buying something that we can't take back with us. All of last year we didn't actually have a sofa, we just had our dining table and our bed and some yoga mats because that's what worked for us at that time. And it was actually so amazing because we would come home, we'd do some yoga, we'd eat dinner, we'd go for a walk and then we'd go to bed. And on the weekends we'd usually be out all day. So it worked out really well. And I know what you're thinking, what am I sitting on right now? So these sofas were actually kindly left behind by some of our friends and it worked out so well because I'm working from home now, so it makes sense to make our space a bit more homely. Actually pretty much everything that's left in this apartment was from them, the lamps, the bookshelf and things like that. We haven't really bought anything like that, so we're super grateful for them leaving all of this for us to enjoy while we're here. I really love it because I know I'm not spending money on brand new things and I know that we can sell some things afterwards so other people can also use them. So we're naturally moving towards a more sustainable way of living and we try to continually reduce our waste every single day. I wouldn't say that we're completely zero waste right now because it is quite difficult in some places, but we do actively make a lot of choices to avoid that. Like for example, we don't really order takeout anymore, which is why you probably don't see sushi on my stories as much as you did before. We're also having a lot of discussions about fast furniture and how when we do go back to Canada and we renovate our house and things like that, we want to be really mindful about the companies that we're supporting as much as we can. You know, this doesn't mean I'm not going to shop in IKEA. At the end of the day, I think the balance is important, but we will try our best and we will try to look at other options and we'll just see what has to work for us in that moment. But yeah, I'm really grateful for this whole experience because it's really teaching us how to be more mindful of our space and also where we're putting our money as well. We want to support ethical, sustainable brands as much as possible, so we're really spending a lot of time researching and connecting with a lot of communities who do things like this. So if you do have any brands that you love that are sustainable, eco-friendly and vegan, make sure you leave their name in the comments below so I can check them out. So I think it's really important to buy things with a meaningful intention. That you have to connect with what you buy and what you bring into your home, whether it's a person or whether it's a thing. You have to have some kind of relationship if you're allowing some other energy to come into your home, because I think having a clear space to live in, it just brings so much clarity to your mind and it creates so much peace. And if we have a lot of things and we have a lot of clutter in our home, it can get really overwhelming and it can become a really sad place to be, and you don't want that for your home. And just to put this out there, being a minimalist isn't about having one spoon, one fork, one knife and one plate to eat from. It's about not filling your space with things that you don't need or use. And this links with Marie Kondo's teachings, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, and that's to not have things in your space that don't spark joy. So you simply pick something up. If it sparks joy within you, you keep it. If it doesn't, you let it go. So we love art, we love books and we love plants, and I'm sure our home is going to be full of all of these things, but we also don't find that extra furniture is necessary either. What we've noticed is that a lot of people have commented on our home and our apartment here about the energy being really clear. And I can honestly say I think it's just because we never really had a lot of furniture. We only stayed in our house in Canada for about 3 months, so we didn't really get a chance to fill it with lots of furniture. And the same here, we've tried to keep it very simple just because we believe it allows the energy to flow so much easier. And when energy flows a lot easier, the space becomes a lot clearer and it becomes a lot cleaner, and then it allows your space to welcome pure energy, but also easily get rid of any negative energy as well. And that's just something that we've noticed about everywhere that we've lived. And I'm sure you can relate to this. When I was growing up, there was always a space in my room or a drawer that I avoided because it was just full of clutter and things that I never wanted to look at. So I'd highly recommend tackling that drawer, tackling that space in your home, just to make it all really peaceful and calm. Another thing that I do when I'm shopping is I try to be as mindful as I can. So if I pick something up and I really wanted to buy it, I will force myself to leave the shop and I will spend 2 or 3 days to think about it. And 90% of the time, I don't think about it because I forget, because realistically I don't need it and I don't want it. Now, unless that's the last item in the shop or it's on sale, I pretty much follow this practice every single time. I do a lot of window shopping. I take a lot of pictures of things that I like, and if I find that picture and I'm just like, oh wow, I was in love with this and it's still bringing me that same feeling and it's still sparking that joy within me, then I might buy it. But most of the time I'm just like, oh, that's really cute, but I genuinely know that I don't need it right now, so then I can delete it and let go of that. And it's really nice because my husband and I are on the same page when it comes to this stuff, so I would really recommend having a conversation with people that you live when it comes to being more mindful and just talking about what you want to fill your space with. We both care about the environment, so we want to support sustainable and eco-friendly brands, and we're also very aware of the psychology that companies use to make us want to buy things. And don't get me wrong, I think it's great. I think the whole point of having a company exist in the world is to sell you things, and sometimes it's just a way of learning about things. For example, I love skincare and I love doing research on skincare as well. So if a company reaches out and they're like, oh, this is what our skincare product can do, I'll be like, okay, interesting. And I'll go in and I'll look at the ingredients, and then if the ingredients align with what they're trying to sell, then that product is perfect for me. But you have to remember that you are always the consumer and the money is always in your hand, so you're always in control. And I've been through my fair share of moments where somebody's sprayed perfume on me while I'm shopping, and I've bought that perfume just because I feel there's a pressure to do certain things and to buy certain things just because the person's there and they're like, oh, here you go, try it out, it's brand new, limited edition, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, kind of thing, and you give in to these things. But obviously with experience and learning about these companies, you kind of just learn how to set your own boundaries and make sure you're in control all the time. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I love eating and I love traveling. To me, life is not about saving a lot of money, it's about spending my money on good quality things, and to me those are memories and food. I personally don't believe I would like to spend money on a designer bag that's going to be out of fashion in a year, because I could go on 2 holidays with that money. By the way, no judgment to anyone who has any designer things, it's just not meant for me. I'm super clumsy and I'd probably just ruin anything expensive I have. A few years ago when I got a brand new carpet in my bedroom and I cleaned my entire room, I lit a candle and then I spilt the wax on my brand new carpet. And then I tried to iron it away with some paper, but then I ended up burning the wax onto the carpet. Then I tried to cut off the burnt bit, and then there was kind of a little bit of a hole in my carpet. And when I was 17, I got a brand new iPhone 4, I think it was, and I left it on the bus. And I'm pretty sure I broke a gold necklace when I was like 5 years old and then lost it as well. So, sorry mum. And that's just another reason I don't buy anything expensive. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful and it inspires you to live a more minimal and meaningful life. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.